one sentence for your husband right now. He'll probably watch this.
Oh, my husband. Hi. He still owing me 5K. He never gave me my 5K. I beg.
My God.
Mama is owing me 5K. Nah, I beg that 5K. I never forget them. Biko.
Hello, everybody, once again, and welcome to another episode of the Entrepreneurs Connect show. As always, we are here having African entrepreneurs tell their stories in ways that you can relate to. Okay, don't forget, this show is sponsored by the Kaizen Digital Academy. Kaizen is an online learning platform where you can learn how to make money online. Think about it like Netflix, but for digital education. So find the link in the description of this video to go check out Kaizen, or you can go to www.kaizenacademy.co to get started today. Now, here comes the exciting part. We have a very special guest in the house today. Somebody I've been following for a while. I literally watched you from when you were 14K, 13K followers on Instagram. That was around 2018 into 2019. Until now, I've been following you since then. That's 3-4 years. Now, her name is Ella. People know her as Veronica's daughter. I know your full name is Ella Ume Ezadilije. Did I get it?
Yes, that's my name.
I'm good. All right, so there's a doctor before her name, actually. Her name is Dr. Ella Ume Ezadilije, also known as Veronica's daughter. Welcome to the show, Ma. How are you doing?
Thank you very much. I'm very fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. So this is the doctor that is talking now. Can Veronica's daughter talk to us?
They are one and the same. So it's like I have multiple personality disorder. So depending on where I am, one tends to take over. So let's see how the show goes and see who your guests will be.
All right, great. So this is the Entrepreneurs Connect show. Welcome. You are guest number 4. Good to see you. All right. So basically, I'll just be asking you a couple questions just to know more about you and to have you share a perspective on life and business. And here goes our first question. I'd like you to tell us about your background. How did you grow up? What was it growing up like for you?
Okay. I'm from Anambra State, Agwata local government. I'm an Apple girl, married to an Agwata man, and a Buku guy. And I was born in Jos, into a family of 6. My parents are born-again Christians who lived the conservative and moderate life. Yeah. So growing up, for somebody as boisterous, as audible, you know, in those days, it's, as a child, you're not supposed to be heard. You're only to be seen. So when you have a child that somehow doesn't fit into your mold, it becomes a bit of a problem. But I'll give it to my parents. They did the best they could, and here I am today. I left Jos for Nnamdi Azikiwe University in 2002, more or less.
What did you study?
Yeah, I got my first degree in political science at Nnamdi Azikiwe University. I proceeded to Abuja for a while to work, like a year. Before I got called up to national service. I served at Community Secondary School Bori here in River State, yes.
We were talking earlier, I schooled in Bori.
Yeah, that's what she said. I was pleasantly surprised.
7 years there.
Yeah. I served for a year in Bori, and it was a lovely time.
What area?
In Bori town, I was in Gokana Street.
Gokana Street.
Yes. And for the 1 year I stayed there, in that place, not in the whole place anyway, but in my street, there was no electricity. So it was quite weird. It was quite weird for me to live in a place without light. But it was very enjoyable because the people were super nice. Yeah. And as a teacher, I quickly became a favorite. I remember going to the market to buy stuff, and the market would be like, oh, copper. The money I went to market with, I'll still come back with it because they gave me things for free. Wow. They even offered me an Ogoni husband. But if not that I was already promised to somebody, I would have just agreed. But I was already promised to someone. So after my youth service, I started my master's degree in the University of Port Harcourt. I got married in quick succession. I had 2 kids, finished my master's and proceeded for my PhD. Added 2 more kids. So it's like school makes me very fertile. I don't know. Once I'm going to school, just be sure there's a baby coming. So I have 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls, nice. And I've been married for 14 years.
Beautiful. Wow. So how did this whole business thing start from you? Have you always had this business flair?
I did find work. I did not have any business flair.
Okay. Would you say you're a born entrepreneur or you learned along the way?
Which born what? Luckily for me, I'm an Anambra girl, and somehow we have business in our DNA. For some other people, the business acumen may be down. You know, it's not dominant. I wanted to work. I wanted to work in development, maybe work with the UN, the World Health Organization, work with UNICEF, ECOWAS, AU, NEPAD. That was what I wanted. If I couldn't get that, I would work Ministry of Foreign Affairs. If I don't get that, my last resort was to become a lecturer. I do very well in that. Yes, I like talking to young people, and I like exploring. I'm very adventurous, and I love teaching. So I said these were 3 career paths I wanted to tow. Then Nigeria happened to me in the sense that you look for work, you go find. So I remember my husband asking me to start a business. I was like, no, I don't want to start a business because my very first experience with business didn't really go well. I was in the university. I think I was in my 3rd or final year. We had a trip to Ghana. I bought a lot of beautiful fabrics.
From Ghana?
Yes. I bought them in one big bag like that. So when I got back to Oka, I was very excited because I said I was going to sell this and make a lot of money. Well, to the glory of God, till date, nobody paid me a penny for my fabrics.
Did they take it on credit?
Yes, of course. They took it on credit. And I was too ashamed to ask them for my money. Yes. Because I felt if you're owing me, you should know you're owing me. I don't need to come tell. And a lot of them were my friends, right? So I refused. So I believed business wasn't it for me. So when my husband was like, hey, do business, I was like, over my dead body. But halfway through my master's, I realized this master's thing is consuming money. And the road to becoming a lecturer is a long one. Will I just be doing this until I get it? I said, okay, let me just start something small. So I started with my baby shop. But then I had 2 kids already. And I was like, this is easier. I started selling it in my car. I would buy, this small baby stuff like stockings, cap, onesies, sleeping suits, small things. I spread the word, told my family and friends, and I was selling. Sometimes I would go to UPTH. During their antenatal, I would, talk to some of the women. Sometimes I would go, I wouldn't sell anything. I would just waste my fuel and come back. Sometimes I would sell 2 socks, 3, But as time went on, I became better. So I rented a shop. I got a shop in front of my house. I was very lucky. And it was very easy for me to combine school, business, and mothering. Take my kids to school, bring them back. And from there, I've always loved writing. I never knew or thought I was a writer, but I've read a gazillion books. So I have words in my head, always roiling and, wanting to escape. So on Facebook, I started writing down stuff, just simple recollections of my childhood. And I remember on Rant HQ, I would write. I would write. For me, these were basic stories, just me talking about what my mother did to us while growing up. And before you know it, it caught fire. People were responding and they were following me on Facebook. So I was like, why are they following me? There's nothing special. Human beings were very good at commonizing our gifts. That it comes easier or easily to you doesn't mean it does the same to others. For me, I felt this is something I just do.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was a gift or a talent. I didn't know it was something others couldn't do. So from there, I grew my following, then transited to Instagram and continued. Now, Instagram was very difficult for me to conquer simply because I felt Instagram was a wild place where everybody was perfect, where people were pretending to be who they are not. And the few times I tried making it on Instagram, it was difficult because I felt nobody's going to listen to me because you're not shaking your boobs, you're not doing the whole makeup thing, the whole flinging of hair. That was what Instagram was doing then. Then the last time I decided I was going to make a go of it, I was like, if I am going to do this Instagram, I am going to do it on my own terms, my own way.
Where did the name Veronica's daughter come from?
Oh, because Veronica is my mother, and that woman showed me shaggy. She showed me premium shaggy.
Decided to be your brand around
oh yeah, she showed me shaggy with a touch of banza because I was a wild child. When I say wild, you know, if your parents are conservative, anything you do is actually wild. But you know, she held me with an iron fist. So now, as a mother, I look back and I really understand her fears and what she wanted for me. You get? It's not easy. I have a daughter who is 11. So now I look at her and I am scared. Now I understand what my mother was seeing. You get? So, and the fact that when I write my stories on Facebook, I say, oh, Veronica, my mother. So it was people on Rant HQ that started saying, where is that lady? That's Veronica's daughter. That lady that calls her mother Veronica. So on Instagram, my name was Ankara Boss because I sell fabrics, right? So that was my name. So when people look for me on Instagram, they don't know who is Ankara Boss. So someone called me and said, Ella, wait though. You are Veronica's daughter. I would laugh. I said, yes. She said, people are looking for you on Instagram. So why didn't you? I was like, uh-oh.
That was like light bulb moment.
Yeah, that was like a brainstorm. Like I had an epiphany. So I quickly changed my name from Ankara Boss to Veronica's daughter. And I saw people like, oh, I've been looking for you. I enjoy your stories on Rant. And I'm like, that was how the name came. And because my mother was also a very strong influence in my life, she did the best she could to steer us correctly. For my father, in fact, I am more my father's daughter than my mother. I don't know, that's the truth. I look like the both of them, but my character, the way, my personality is my father through and through. Yes, my father is a huge humorist, a huge prankster. My father is that person that will hide behind the door and scare you. Oh yes, my father is a person that would dress up and say, okay, you guys, today we're going to do karate. Yeah. So I am more my father's daughter than but then Veronica's daughter.
Before you started this whole like business thing, what looking back right now, I mean, you have a couple businesses that you run. Looking back right now, what do you wish you knew before you started?
Okay. You know, when you lack direction, you waste a lot of time. For example, in the Bible, when the Israelites, the journey that was supposed to take them how long? Took them
40 years.
My Bible book, is it 40 years or 400 years? Which one?
It was 40 years.
It also take them 40 days. They were just rigmaroling because they had no direction, right? For me, when I was starting out, if I had known, like I spent like 2 years on Facebook writing stories for free. Just basically writing my stories. I wasn't even selling anything on my page. I wasn't selling anything. If you come to my page, you just enjoy my stories and go.
No call to action.
Nothing. So if I knew then what I know now, I would have done most of these things I am doing today. Create a digital product. And I would have allowed my authenticity run my business the way it does now. Like on Instagram, when I When I came on Instagram, I came as myself. No makeup. I don't do makeup. No hair. I came as a regular, everyday Nigerian woman.
Yeah.
I am not going to show you myself in sexy lingerie because this is not practical.
Yeah.
It's not me. It may be practical to some people, but that's not me.
That's not your personality.
And when I did that, it's like it gave permission to a lot of women to become their real selves. No need of trying to show up on social media and show people that, oh, all is well. All is never well with everybody.
Yeah.
So I post my failures, I post my challenges, I post my struggles as well as my successes.
Yeah.
You know, social media is notorious for fake living.
Side, right?
Yes, we only post ourselves when we're laughing, when we're smiling, to show that nothing is ever going wrong. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, it's a whole mess. And it gives people unnecessary expectations of life.
True.
So you see them easily depressed. They are anxious. Everybody seems to be doing well except me. Meanwhile, the truth is,
everybody's seeing shaggy.
the shege is shared. All of us, we are seeing so when I start talking about these things, people are like, oh, and I feel so touched when people say, this thing you just talked about, this is where I am in my life right now. And I feel better knowing that this is not just me failing. Failure is part of human life. If you don't fail, how would you know when you've got it? But these days, we behave as if failure is anathema. It's an error to fail. Fail.
Talking about failure, though, when you have failed projects, how do you handle it?
My brother, my method may not be your method, but my personality, I have a very childlike mind. And the thing about children is they don't hold on to stuff. You will knock a child now. In the next 2 minutes, call the child will come back. Children forget easily. The same way I do. If I try this, it doesn't work. I look at myself and I'm like, well, been there, I've done that, it didn't work out. Why didn't it work out? Is it through a fault of mine? If I am sure I did everything I was supposed to do, let me give you an example. Like 2-3 years ago, when I started out as an influencer, maybe like 3 years ago, I had the idea to go to my children's school and meet the proprietor and tell him, sir, I love your school and we've been here since 2011. Why not place ads on my page? Because my page has a lot of young mothers who are always asking me for recommendations for schools. And if they know my children are going to this school, it's an added plus for you. We've not even talked of remuneration, like how much, of course, you're going to pay me. And in my mind, I was like, if we get to the money talk, I will negotiate with him, maybe to have a child's school for free. Or, something like that, depending on how many adverts it's going to place. It was a smart idea. I ran it by my husband. He was like, that's very smart. I picked up courage. I sent a message to the school admin. I booked an appointment with the guy. He agreed to see me. And I went there and I made my pitch. The guy was very interested and excited. And he was like, this is a very smart idea. And I said, your school is not good on social media. In fact, your page does not even have up to 10.5 followers. I now showed him similar schools who are doing very well on social media because they are posting their school, their students' activities, and it assures mothers and parents that this school is up and doing. Your page is empty. Allow me create content for you. The man was like, wow, this is very good. We spoke for like 2 hours. He said, okay, that he will think on it and get back to me. Till date, this happened like 3-4 years ago. This was maybe in 2020, 2020. Till date, as I speak to you, this man never called back. I kept checking, Don't think I left it open-ended. I kept sending messages to the WhatsApp number I had. I was like, please ask the director the status of my discussion with him and all that. The man did not answer me. He did not say, oh, I have checked it in as much as it's a good idea. Right now, I want to focus on building before, silence. In my heart, I felt bad. But again, I was like, I did what I was supposed to do. It's his loss, not mine. Other schools came, paid me money. I created content for them, and they sold. Now, last year, the same idea I took to one person that failed. Another school calls me up, says, oh, we want to create content. I'm like, okay, I'm actually considering your school for my daughter. But, they said, no, that you can't say that though. Yeah, you must bring her. After much, we agreed on how much I was going to be paid for my work. Then from my fees, we removed my daughter's
school fees.
Yes. This was something I tried 3 years ago. It didn't work. So sometimes, for some ideas, it's not really their time. Sometimes, for the people you're going to work with, they may not share the vision you do. So it's not your fault. And of course, sometimes it's your fault, your presentation. So you grow, you learn from it. Let there be a takeaway from that experience. Then move ahead.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Personal development, taking online courses, reading books, classes and all that. Are you a fan of it, and how would you say it has helped you on this journey so far?
Okay, well, before I came on the social media space, I've done a lot of capacity building and personal development. When it comes to books, I'm a voracious reader. Even now, as a mother of 4 kids, it's getting harder and harder, but like reading is my haven. It's the way I relax. So it's not something I can easily let go of. I read different types of books. I try to use the internet to learn about concepts and, things to make my craft better. I'm a storyteller, right? I have to learn. I have to up my game. Every day, new kids. We'll have new cats on the block. So you have to keep improving. For the people who are going to pay you to do stuff, there has to be something different about you. And again, the competition should be your yesterday, not your neighbor. There's something you bring to the table that your neighbor doesn't. Right? So improve. And as you improve, you keep attracting higher value clients. Like if you check my videos, you check some of the stuff I put out in 2020, they cannot be the same. They can't be the same. You have improved on your video quality, improved on your lighting, improved on your aesthetics. That's part of personal development. Improved on, some people need to take like diction classes. Some people need to take public speaking classes. That you're taking a public or confidence class doesn't mean you want to be a career public speaker. Just this thing we're doing. Some people would rather chew glass
They will more
than do it. They would rather chew glass. And I think what also helps me is that I am making money from something I can willingly do for free. This I'm doing, it's my thing. I like it. So even if you wake me up by 1 a.m., I am up and we're talking about it.
When did you get confident and comfortable?
I think I was born that way.
To put a price on what you do.
Okay. Now, the thing about me is that I am not very business minded, and I'll be honest about that. It took me time. When I came on social media, I hated the way I was treated by some people.
Were you bullied or something?
How can you bully me? You will not bully me, but you know how influencers and people who do well on social media tend to be judgy. They judge you based on your number of followers. Maybe you send a message and they will look at it. In my mind, I picture them looking at it and they will check your follower like, this one is not worth my attention. I hated that feeling. As in, I have never felt that way before. I'm a very assertive person. I have always spoken up for myself. So now on social media, it was different because you don't know this person. You guys are just meeting online. And you're not asking for money, just maybe a question.
Yeah.
Or you need help with something. You send a message. You'll be ignored for like a year.
Hey, do you want to make money online without bringing two people that will bring two people that have to bring two people, and the list goes on? All you need to do is create a free account on www.kaizenacademy.co and learn a skill.
Kaizen Academy.
So I hated the way it made me feel small. So I told myself, if for whatever reason I succeed on social media, I will never leave any message on my DM unread and unreplied, except you're being stupid.
Yeah.
You're being disrespectful. But if you ask me a question, it will never be beneath me to answer. If I don't have the answer, of course I will say, oh, I am sorry, I wish I can help, but I can't. Maybe you should ask so and so. And when you do that, the response you get from the person, the mere fact that you answered, makes them feel good. So when I started creating content for small businesses, I was like, I want to help as many people as I can. So I charged very low. And now don't forget, this social media was like my side hustle. It wasn't my main hustle. And as a just girl, I don't really need a lot to be happy. Money is not what makes me happy. There are stuff I will do. I am happy. The money part is not my issue because I grew up without. So I learned that you can be happy without money. Some of you may disagree, but you can be happy with. If money were happiness, the richest will be the happiest. But they are often themselves. So what are we saying? Money makes you comfortable,
Which is important.
It is important. Of course, it's easier to cry under AC than to be crying under the hot sun. But guess what? I would rather laugh in my keke than to be crying under that AC. That is me. It may not be you. Money doesn't make you happy. It makes you comfortable, which can increase your happiness. But again, you have to have happiness for it to increase. So the earlier will make you distinctions.
Help you figure it out.
Yes. So when I was charging, I'll also check what others are charging for similar things. Then I realized I was putting in too much effort. Like you bring an ad to me. I don't just post, oh, this is a fashion brand. They sell shoes and bag in Lagos. Send a DM. They are legit. I don't do that. I go to your page. I check it out. Then I craft stories.
Yeah.
So I am putting in too much effort. And this began to take a bigger chunk of my time. So gradually I was increasing. I also realized that people do not always value cheap and free.
True.
It was a hard thing for me to learn. Because some people will come to you and say, oh, Vero, I don't have money, oh, please, can you help me do this? And I'll be like, okay, in the process of supporting your fellow women and helping, you post the ad. This same person will go to another influencer who charges like 5 times what you do.
Wow.
She will gather money and pay because she believes this person has more value. So instead of me getting angry, it was simple. I made sure, number one, I was top of my game, right? Before I will make an ad for you. Your page has to be legit, ready. You as a vendor has to be verified. I need to know who you are, so I don't direct people to go and get scammed. So once I do my due diligence and you're good, you tell me what kind of content do you want. These are the prices. I started increasing the prices because cost of everything went way up. 2, I worked hard. I spent money. I run sponsored ads to grow my page. You knew me when I was at like 14K. Now I am at 113,000 followers. That did not come by magic or by prayers.
True.
I worked really, really hard to get there. So you're not paying me just because you want to boost your page. You're paying me because I have done the work. So you want to take advantage of my audience. And I am putting my name behind your brand. You have to pay me for that. So right now, I think maybe in the last 1 year or less, that's when I began to really see it as a business. All the while, I'm telling you, I was just doing it like charity work. I was taking pittance. I was just taking a little. But now, I'm structuring it. I have people I pay to do stuff. You want to make a video? Of course, I'm not a videographer.
Yeah.
I have to pay someone to make the video, to edit the video. I got good phones. So I'm going to splurge $1 million plus on a phone to create good content for you.
So you want to pay 5K.
And you want me to pay, and you want to pay me even 50K, I'm not going to collect. It does not make any kind of sense.
Yeah.
I'm paying for data. I am paying for fuel. I am paying for a lot.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was until I started taking it as a business. Before, it wasn't a business. It was like charity. I was just doing it because I liked it. But now, it's gotten real. So I have to treat it like a business. I have to be sure that I have everything. Like if you check my videos in the last 6 months to 1 year, it got more professional.
True.
It got better. It's clearer. I invested in lights. You guys didn't tell me that thing is expensive. Well, no, tell me.
It's crazy. Everything you see here.
As in, you guys didn't tell me. How come? I went to buy and they were calling money. I was like, I'm not saying I'm buying this shop. I mean, just these lights. And they were like, hey, 48,000. I'm like, what? Okay, leave this. Let's talk about the soft box. 62,000.
When you see that small blue lights, that is something that is then tell you like 50, 70 k.
Okay, I got one small RGB, whatever. This is how it is. 28,000. Then I will, like now in the house, I'm trying to set up my space. I went to buy stuff and fake book 3,000. I'm like, fake book that nobody will ever read. The fake book, I'll just put it like this. I said, but I have real books. Why will I put fake one?
It's props.
That's what they said. They said it's props. And that's what people want. They want when you're doing video, your space looks good. Now, I've called somebody to come and put wallpapers and all that. That thing costs money. And who guess who's going to pay? It's not me. So, if I am putting in the effort to ensure the outcome is nice and pleasing,
you should be paid.
I should be paid for that. And guess what? My time became more expensive.
True.
Now, my other business, my baby shop, my sisters are running it because content creation has taken up most of my time.
How many businesses do you run?
Okay, I have a baby shop. That's my main hustle. I sell. I'm an Anambra girl. Wait, I sell blenders, right?
Yeah, I know.
I sell fabrics, African fabrics. I sell them, and then of course my online business, where I create content. I tell stories, and most recently I became an author. My brother, I wrote my story-selling ebook. You're asking me my hustle, so these are my hustles. These are the things I am doing.
How about the farm? I used to see like you with rabbits.
Oh yeah, my husband turned to a modern-day Noah. Yeah, my husband loves. We love animals, right? And I think my husband is very lucky. He's one of the luckiest guys on earth. You married one of the few women that does not mind you filling the house with animals. So in our house, we have over 200 rabbits.
Whoa.
We have like maybe 160, 70 chickens that are laying eggs.
Nice.
We have a baboon. We have 2 tortoises. Now we have 4 dogs. We have a cat. Most recently, we added 3 guinea fowl. If you come to my house, okay, and then we have a farm, a home farm, where we grow our vegetables and all that. Yeah. Wow. So the kids love animals. They are helping clean them up, feed them, groom them, and they're very happy.
How would you say social media and everything you do today has helped impact these other businesses that you run?
Visibility is the name of the game, right? When you build community online, you can sell literally anything to them. Did I tell you my latest venture? Real estate.
I saw.
Doing real estate. Please, if you want to buy land, I'm now selling land. I am now selling land. Now, the thing is, when I was building my community, my elder sister was asking me, all these followers you are building. What are you going to do with them? At that point, I didn't even know I was building.
Yeah.
I didn't have any plans for them. I'm like the accidental influencer. I did not start out to become an influencer. That's not my business. It was one day somebody said, "Ma, do you do advert?" I'm like, "No, I don't do advert." Because she said, "You don't? I thought you do advert." I said, "No." The first money I got from advert was like 3K. That 3K was like...
It was like the whole world. Like,
ha!
this
thing I'm saying for free. After I collected 3K like 5 times, I'm like, no, it's now 5K, please. It's now 5K. You understand? When you are visible and you have created a name and niche for yourself, people see me as the girl next door. People trust my judgment because they know me to a very large extent because of my stories. I am very realistic. I'm very practical. If you come to me as a brand and it's doing shaky, I will not do. So they know that if I bring this opportunity your way, it means this thing is legit.
Yeah.
Legit. If I advertise you and you're legit, but somehow you have bad character, I will still come back and say, guys,
talk about it. Yeah.
I know I introduced you guys to this person. They are not scammers. They are good. But I have gotten a lot. And before it will get to this point, I will do everything within my power to mediate and ensure that the brand understands what's going on. If they are not doing better, I owe it to my public to say, this is the problem. So if you know, you can do. But don't say, I did not tell you. So the brands that work with me, they know. You have to ship up. Or you have to shape up or ship out.
Yeah.
Don't come and stain my white, please. If I am vouching for you, it means I am hitching my brand name to yours.
Yeah.
So don't come and spoil what I'm doing. So people will come and say, as long as Ella said you're legit, it means you're legit. So now, when I bring opportunities, maybe of my own or whatever, they know if it is not legit, I know this woman, she not go bring and come. So it is easier to sell something to a community that knows, likes, and trusts you already. So it's about building community. People are so interested in selling. Once you come online today, you want to sell and do sold out gang a million. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
If it were an offline business, somebody can be passing and see your shop and come in. They don't need to know you or be your friend. You are there. The goods are there. They'll just, how much? 10,000, take your money, collect my goods and go. But online, the possibility of you scamming them is 100%. So they have to go through a lot of doubt in their minds in order to send you 2K, 2,000 naira, because a lot of online vendors have shown people shege.
True.
You get? So they have to know you, like you. And how do they know you? It's by the content you put out. Content is not just about, let's say you're selling clothes, everyday clothes. It does not tell us anything about you, the person, you, the vendor. If you come on a page and you see that this person is a family person, oh, he or she has pictures of the family, he showed us where he went like this. It creates trust, legitimacy. Not when your brand is faceless. There is no human face. There is no humanity on your page. You just put China people that are wearing the clothes. It looks like a scammer's page. And this is why scammers are cashing out. They are more diligent than the legit vendors.
True.
Those guys...
They try to even make their stuff real.
Those guys are... In fact, I know a few scammers who from scamming entered legit. Because the scamming proved to be so...
profitable.
Yes. It became too... I'm telling you, it became too profitable that it was like, I can actually make money from this. And those guys are online 24/7. You cannot drop a message of inquiry and it will take them 4 hours to reply. Hey, a scammer. No! Post notifications are on. Bam, he's there. Because he wants to scam you and collect your money. Some of them will repent because they see that the online space has a lot of possibilities. Some of our vendors, story for another day.
Now, we see you talk about your family every day and all that. Your husband in particular, I mean, I was at your birthday, I've been at a few events where you're with him, and we see how he carries your matter on his head. right? How would you say that has helped you, having a supportive husband like that who allows you to blossom?
Okay, while I'm here, do you know what my husband is doing? He has gone to pick the children from coding, from their coding classes, because I am busy.
Yeah.
In fact, let me even tell you, I've not done school run in like a year.
Wow.
Except for maybe a few times he's not available.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a 9 to 5. He used to work in the bank, and I used to do school run and everything. Yeah. Now he's self-employed. And most importantly, when we talk about partners, especially for women, marry kind people, number one. Number two, people who know your dream and support it from day one. I had always said, see what I'm going to do. Of course, I didn't say influence. I didn't know that word existed. Yeah. But he knew I wasn't made for the house.
Yeah.
A man has the right to choose if he wants his wife to have to be a housewife. He has the right. The same way a woman has the right to choose if she wants to be a housewife or not. The best thing is, Oga that wants housewife, meet a girl that wants to stay in the house, marry. Don't go and marry a career woman and force her to stay in the house. That will cause marital discord. So he knew. And I involve him in everything I am doing. Everything I'm doing. Everything. If I have something I need to do, I'll tell him, come, I'll see what now. He will ask me, he will ask me some questions that my brain did not even fathom. Yeah. Like, this thing you want to do, have you gone to ask? Have you done to? I say, don't worry. I know who I will call. He's very vested. And of course, he is seeing the results. Right? Men are results oriented. So why will he be helping and supporting me when he has seen nothing? Yeah. He will invest something in you. You will swallow. Nothing would come out. It's true now. Yeah. It's true. He's an Anambra man. So he knows the value of a hardworking wife. And the fact that our values align. Before we got married, our value, we talked about all these things. They were very similar. He didn't want to marry a slave queen. I didn't want to marry a man for the streets. So as we jam, it better for us, you get? So involve him, make plans together so that where you cannot do, he would cover. Yeah. When I was doing my PhD, my husband did a lot of school runs. Yes, he did, because I cannot be in class in Uniport and be running back to come and pick the kids, So he took a lot of that. If he was not involved, Don, you will not see me here. It's the truth. I wouldn't have grown as fast as I did. I wouldn't have gone as far as I went. And if for no just jail, leave. If for no jail.
So one sentence for your husband right now. He'll probably watch this.
Oh, my husband? Hi. He still owing me 5K. He never gave me my 5K. Oh my God. Mama is owing me 5K. Nah, I beg that 5K. I never forget them. Biko. Go. I need my 5K. 5K. What? You say one word for him now? My 5K.
Oh, yeah, please pay our 5K.
Nah, Odogu, my 5K. But my husband knows now, so it's not, what is that?
Beautiful. Now, you share a lot of stories online. You share about your parents, you share about your husband, you share about your kids, you share about Rika. In fact, there's a specific segment of your audience called Rika Nation.
Must you bring up? See, I scored an own goal. I understand. I had 3 kids. My husband didn't want a 4th. I didn't. But one day I woke up and said, we'll just add 1 more. He refused. I finally persuaded him. We don't go burn that one. And that one can't collect the husband. So I scored an own goal. Understand? So my husband is so into this, his last baby. Like, it's not like I'm jealous. What am I used to a man do? Just that heaven is the goal. I've left them. I have left them. I'm still breastfeeding. She's 2 years and 3 months. We are still breastfeeding. So imagine breastfeeding somebody who doesn't send you. But that's fine. That's really fine. So right now I'm single. I'm single.
Don't listen to her.
I'm single. They have collected the man. I'm single. Even the man knows I'm single.
Oh my God. Great. So 2 more questions and the show is going to come to an end. So sad. Because I've been having a nice time here. I can't wait for when these guys are going to watch it. All right. So the first question is, how are you comfortable enough sharing your life with over 200,000 followers across your different platforms?
How?
And how do you know what to share and what not to share?
Well, I think one of the biggest problems we have in Africa is the vow of silence and secrecy. We are so secretive about stuff that doesn't make any kind of sense. For example, on my page, I talk about sex a lot.
Yeah.
Right? I talk about married sex.
And so that one gets the most attention.
Yeah. Because people don't talk about it, but guess what? Nigeria has a very booming population. So some people are doing it.
Of course.
People are doing it every day. You know I am married. So it stands to reason that I'm going to have sex with my husband.
Yeah.
I have children to prove, isn't it? Now, why should it be a problem when I say, oh, when you get married, or oh, my husband, you talk about sex with your husband. People are like, no, you shouldn't talk about it. Does it make sense? How do you think the kids came about? How?
You lifted up your
See,
face.
I like the shock value. I like on my page now, most regulars are no longer scared when you mention the word orgasm. They are so used to it. When I started, if you say orgasm, it's like you have Ella, you don't spoil. They have repaired. Now me don't spoil. I talk about it because not talking about these things allows stereotypes to thrive, allows misinformation to thrive. How can people learn if you don't talk?
Yeah.
And I realized that from the time I started talking about it, like I would say, how many times have you as a married woman initiated sex in your house? Anyway, come and hear women like, he's the one who, if he will not. I said, even when you feel like. So that conversation is new to them.
True.
Our parents didn't give us sex education. The sex education we got was, if any man touch you, you go get belle. That was it. So imagine how many girls cried home because somebody touched them. You get? That's not proper information. And a lot of us got into trouble. A lot of us got into bad trouble. Some did not survive it. So now, I am giving my children correct, age-appropriate information. If you don't give them the right one, guess what? Society will give them their version of the right one.
True.
So I am talking about these things because it happens globally. It happens everywhere. And the more I write these stories, the more people are taking permission and courage to come out and say, oh, this thing you said is true. Oh, yes, you're right. This happened to me last night. This was my house last week. So people are being more open. So I like to strike discourse, information, discussion, conversation, dialogue about concepts, precepts, things we have always hidden. And it is the secrecy. Like if I don't tell you as a single person, when you get married, do you know how many of us got married and we got into shock for like 5 years? Because we didn't have proper information. We knew how to cook. We know how to clean the house, arrange the house. But the most important things we needed to know as young people getting into marriage, we didn't have it. So when we discuss these things, the single ones are listening, watching, reading, and taking notes. Because very soon, if you like, it will be your turn. So make this thing no shock you when your turn reach. You get? That's why I am saying these things. I am comfortable sharing, and luckily for me, I am married. Because if I was single, they will say you are enthroning premarital sex. I am very married. Some people still fault me. I'm 40 years old. Some people still send me messages that I'm too explicit. So if at 40 and 4 kids later, I cannot talk about sex in clear and open terms, when will I be able to do that? When I'm 100 or when I'm dead? What's the age?
Yeah.
When will I do the discussion? When? So I don't understand. They believe these are things we do in the privacy of our rooms. Nobody should know about it. Really? Nobody. Even the church is talking about sex.
Yeah.
The mosque. Because it's dividing families. It's creating chaos. So these are important discussions, and I'm not afraid to have them.
Do you apply any security measures, though? For example, when you're posting your kids, when you're telling those stories?
Now, wisdom is profitable to direct. When I see, if you see me post any video of any place or location, best believe I don't come out from there. There are some that's unavoidable or inevitable. But There are some security measures I put in place. It's in my brain. I am telling you what is public knowledge.
Yes.
Like when I was pregnant with my last baby and I posted about being pregnant. Come and see. It's not good though. They will do you something. I'm like, the people that will do me something already know I'm pregnant because they see me every day. Yeah.
True.
They see
it's
me.
It's not like you're hiding, you're walking.
Yes. I am walking on the road. So you're going to see me.
Yeah.
A stranger over the internet will not want to harm me. It is you that they see me. Now they see me every day. You already know that I get belly. They see me. So what are we saying? So I said I was pregnant and we are welcoming another baby. Some were very happy. Some came and started warning me, Ella, I know you have a clean spirit, but it's not everybody that thinks like you. I'm like, man, don't worry, I'll be fine. See, the beginning, they were kind of. Yes, and as I am pregnant and you're creating content, people are saying, pregnancy does not really mean you should stop working. Pregnancy does not preclude you. And I'm still talking about sex with the belly. They will be like, the one way you do, you never come out. I'm like, well, I'm doing the Lord's work, So we need to start having. It's not hard. These conversations are not hard. Now we make them hard. When we shroud something in so much secret. Imagine this flower. You cover it and people cover it, and everybody comes like, what is inside this thing? They'll be like, is something inside. Those that cover it don't even know what's inside. The day they will, they'll start opening it little by little. The day they will finally unveil it, they'll be like, but this is a beautiful flower. There's nothing here. Why were we hiding it? These are things that your children will do when the time is right. You're supposed to give them information and guide them.
Yes.
Lying about it and hoarding the information will not stop them. It will even put them in trouble. Did it stop you? It didn't.
Me, I don't know what she's talking about.
I'm talking about you, not
did it
you.
Stop me? You. Did it stop you?
Don, it did not stop you.
Me, I don't know what you're talking about.
It did not stop you.
Did it stop you?
It did not stop you. So
that said, guys, last question is this session has been beautiful. Right? There are people that are watching this that will need to get more help from you. How can they get more help from you? Do you have resources?
What kind of? Don't say, please, I don't have money. So I say more help from you. I don't have money. Look at me. It's yellow. My mother is fair. And I'm fat because I had a baby. So I'm trying to lose it. It's not money. I don't have money. But if you want to learn how to write stories, you want to learn how to put out digital product. No, it's not that one. No, that one is your own. If you want to learn how to gain visibility for your brand, how to create content that will grab attention, content that would help your audience know, like, and trust you, of course, I'm your girl. You can reach out to me on Instagram at Veronica's Daughter. You can reach out to me on Threads at Veronica's Daughter. You can reach out to me on Facebook, Ella Chioma Izadileje. Or on Facebook, again, I have a page, Veronica's Daughter. You can also reach out to me on TikTok. Yeah, I'm on TikTok, baby. Everywhere. Veronica's Daughter. Do you even know I'm on YouTube? But if you go to YouTube, go and watch my old videos. I am not consistent, but I'm still there, Sha. So
she's coming. All right. This session has been very insightful. I must thank you so much for showing up amidst your busy schedule.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
All right, guys. So, that's it for this session, this episode of the Entrepreneurs Connect show. Till next time, make sure you don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification icon, or that's in this to call it so that you can see any other episode we drop. Thank you very much for your time, everybody. Take care of yourself, and bye-bye. Cheers.